All right, so I don't be suggesting this, but we back on the woodlands just a little bit. I bought some more metal. Um, got a really good price on it, and I figured I'd start standing some of it up. Um, I don't claim to know it all. I'm definitely a rookie. I started eyeballing these at first, and what can I say? You probably can see it a little bit there. My my third post got off, and then I came back and pulled the string. I'm gonna be able to get it situated as long as it's not more than a board off, which is about two inches. It's not that big of a deal, but I'm gonna be able to make it. I'm gonna be able to make it work. See if I can get over there on the string so you can see exactly how bad it is. So it's not completely straight. I dug it up and I put it down again. You can kind of see it there. That's up against the side, so you see the little crack right there. It's not directly lined up, but nevertheless, I'm gonna be able to make it work. So don't need to panic if you get a little off. It's not gonna necessarily put my wall off. I can offset it there with the board. Let's see if you can look down the board. Of course, this board isn't perfectly straight, but oh, it's past that. So this, instead, like this one goes in front, this one is gonna have the butt directly up to it. And then from there, my wall can still be straight, even though my post got a little off. That post right there went a little too far forward, digging the hole, and I guess it was lined up. It's like as soon as you put it down into the mud, I guess you need to be starting to level it and make sure that when it's level, it's still in line, because when it was leaning, it looked like it was going to be in line, and then I straightened it up and I had to end up pushing it out. So little FYI, might be basic knowledge for some people, and I guess it's something that I knew that I just wasn't applying, you know. So yeah, as soon as it hits the hole, make sure you got it at least pre-level and in line with your string, because like I said, looking at it, I could have put the post further forward and not had that issue, but whatever. That's my mistake on that. Just gonna be running these here down. It's gonna go from here to in here where my I-beams are gonna be. It's gonna be about 10 foot. That's the game plan right now, to the front of the I-beam. So be a little bit less in between there. And I guess like long term, I don't know, bathrooms, maybe a small kitchen. We gonna see. But this is it in the mix. I got a lot of pipe over there. I got a lot of I-beams right here. I think I showed some of these I-beams when I was pulling it off before. So we got some really good ones, and then I got some, I guess they're all pretty decent, but some of them happen to be bent on the end. So some of them are kind of twisted up on the end like this here. So be putting a level on it and figure out exactly where it starts to get bent, and either try to straighten it out some or either just cut it off at that point. And these have a few holes in them. Like I said, long term, they're gonna end up helping me. I just gotta bust some of the old wood off. I have my godson out here probably on the next video. He's fired for right now for too much cell phone usage while he's working. But we'll get him back out here. He's about to be out for summer break. These are gonna be for my truss, and this is gonna be support, because I looked at my buddies and he had square tubing, and I see where the square tubing will be stronger than the angle iron. I don't even know how people do, I guess, truss with just the angle iron this size instead of the square tubing. So it's like, for the span that I'm going, it's gonna be a 60 span, so a 30-30 or 29 and it's some change technically. I'm gonna do most of it. The runs definitely will be square tubing, and then the bracing will be some square tubing, and then also a lot of the angle. So I got a lot of the angle. It will be utilized because I paid good money for it. I got all this stuff at a crazy deal. So just marketplace and hunting, and this is like all newer metal, honestly. A couple I-beams here, a couple small stuff, so I'm gonna try to utilize these. That might actually have to be my my I-beam hanger, what I actually mount to the back of the truck to be able to hang these. We're gonna see. I also might look at one of my tubes. I'm thinking about putting a tube on there and then having to where I can actually spin it. Got to look into that, come up with that. These I-beams right here, really good deal on those. It was such a good deal, even on Marketplace. I really didn't end up haggling. I just said, hey man, give me a good deal. He said $1,000, and so that's what I'm in on these I-beams. You know anything about I-beams? I think it's probably $900 worth of scrap, just weight wise. So to get like new, you know, it's been sitting outside, it's got a couple little rust marks on it and stuff, like new I-beams, all this I-beam right here, for $1,000 is a really good price. Just for instance, some of it's half and some of it's 3/8. I'm talking really thick I-beams, really thick I-beams. So that's a 3/8 there, that's a half. That's it right? No, vice versa, half, 3/8. And to get, let's say this is a 10 foot, let's say this is a 10, 12 foot 6x6. Like that would be $7, $8. And it's like I got 16 of those in there. So a really good deal. The metal end up coming up cheaper than me buying wood posts. And I wasn't gonna hang, I guess, a 60-foot span off a wood post. I see people do it with 40s on regular pole barns. I see them do 40, so that's a 20-20 40 span. I'm sure somebody's pushed it to 50, but I just don't want to do it with wood. Not saying the wood's not plenty strong, because you still see old wooden bridges, but I'm just not comfortable doing it. I'm way comfortable working with metal and welding, and what that takes to make it happen. So that's what's in the mix. Gonna be renting another excavator. No telling how many excavators I had out here and skid steers I rented. I have to go back and try to pencil that up. I think I had the excavator and skid steer I had one time, and I was splitting it with my buddy. This one's gonna be all on me. Might get one more buddy to go in, see if they need some excavator work, and after that I just got to get some in the ground. That's the main thing. So it's kind of like, man, I need to build my lift to be able to pick some of the big ones up to drop them in, while I already have the excavator out here digging. And it's kind of like, well, I guess I could dig them and then build that later. And it's kind of like, while I got the excavator out here, I should go ahead and take advantage of that and be able to like pick these I-beams up and put them in place, and then also have something there else to help me pick it up if need be. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up doing that. I will probably have sides done here, and then I'll start working on the back. And I got longer poles. I still have to come back and cut those longer poles. So planning, I got to sit down and do some planning, because what I don't want to do is I'm probably gonna rent it for the week, and that will give me 40 hours. But mostly it's a lot of a convenience fee. So if I rent it for the weekend, I get it for what they consider the whole weekend. They'll probably let me come pick it up at 12 Friday, and then I can return it Monday before 12. The only thing with that is I only get 8 hours, compared to if I pay $1,000, I can get it for a whole week and I have 40 hours. So a lot less rush, but $600 extra. I probably only have 8 hours worth of work as far as digging holes and moving some block around and stuff I need to do. But just not having to be rushed is definitely worth some money. So probably gonna end up doing the week, but before I even do the week, it's just certain stuff I gotta do. I gotta get a laser, and these are gonna be my poles for the other side. It's a few poles over there I have to show you that are coming up a little bit short. These poles right here are gonna be a little long. These are gonna be the exterior poles, and then I'm gonna have inside I-beams. So on these here, they need to be cut. I think they're like 25, and I think the max I'm gonna need these to be is 20. So I'll be cutting some of these, and from cutting them, I will be adding them on to the other poles. So I need to already have these cut and ready to go in the ground. The same thing with the holes should already be in place before I go rent an excavator. That's the stuff I can do pre getting the excavator, just to make stuff go a lot smoother. So it's like, boom, I already got my holes. As soon as I get the excavator here, get it unloaded, and say, hey, this piece here is going there, this piece here is going there. The land slopes down, so it's gonna take some dirt filling, and just putting up my tallest stuff in the middle, and then shooting the grade and coming back and cut it to where I need it, rather than trying to cut it. And once I actually figure out where I'm gonna see the grade, add block, fill in with the dirt, and then trying to make a perfect measurement, I would rather get everything else done, pour the concrete, then start cutting my posts to length wherever I need them. So that's the game plan for that. Not saying I got all the I-beam I need or all the metal I need, but it's a lot easier to start standing some of this stuff up, welding it together, bracing it together, and then go, okay, hey, I see what I got. All my metal is off the ground now. I can start bringing in field dirt, and I don't just have all this metal sitting on the ground, because it's at a point now to where I got so much metal sitting on the ground, it's starting to get in the way. So that's what's going on there. I'll show my other little shed. I got a little 16 by 16 shed, 16 tall. Some of it's in the ground. I got to put a little slant on it. So I'll end up showing that too. That's a super easy build if somebody wants to do a 16 by 16. Doesn't really take a lot of carpentry skill. Believe it or not, I think some people will confuse you and tell you that, hey, this has to be level, and this no, it doesn't. It doesn't. The posts don't have to be straight. It doesn't have to be level for it to be functional. My shop that I work out of every day, I tell everybody I didn't use a tape measure, I didn't use a level, and this is years and years ago. My first time ever pouring concrete. I formed it and poured it by myself, and it's like I tell people, I think people be underestimating that statement. People like, if I did it, anybody can do it, but like I legit mean that. If I did it, it's like anybody can do it. It's nothing technical about it at all. It's not. It's still gonna be highly functional. I don't care if your concrete is crooked. Like having concrete, I don't care if you just eyeball it straight. It's way easier to work on inside something that's completely crooked, your concrete is crooked, than it is to go, oh, well, I don't have the extra $15,000 to pay somebody to build it for me, so I'm just not gonna have it. No, go out there, build it yourself, and I promise you, it will pay off. Some of the best investments I've made is me coming out here building stuff and having absolutely no clue about what I was doing, and I just made it happen. So you live and you learn. Like I tell everybody, I went to college. I understand how much college costs, and it's like what I'm out here trying doesn't cost as much as college. So just get out there and give it a try. This is the Woodlands in the mix. Let's go.